Hello, everyone. It's the Dread Pirate once again, and we got wonderful, awesome 4th of July celebration Dungeons & Dragons game today. So after all the festivities, we got together and we played. A lot got done this session. There was basically a lot more combat. Alex started running around in circles, and that was funny. But yeah, let's just get to it and let's get right to the intro. So see you in a minute. When last we visited the world of Toril, Reinhardt, Zin, and Ramirez had braved the temple of the Ku Taus, where they worship the mighty Kraken. And they managed to finally defeat all the Ku Tau priests that were basically holding the place hostage, and rested briefly before they moved onward. Meanwhile, Devdan and Spider-Man went through a hellacious time as, while trying to seal the Cenobite away in the realm of Pandemona, Lorala was affected by the howling winds and was driven mad and attacked Aaron, which prompted Aaron to brutally murder Lorala, which prompted Spider-Man and Devdan to brutally murder Aaron the vampire and seal him away. They're now trapped in the astral plane trying to find their way home, and they find a very mysterious, foreboding box that they open. The Lamont configuration. They suddenly find themselves, after solving the box, in the ordered hell of Hellraiser, confronted by not only the Cenobite they thought they'd successfully sealed away, but also Pinhead himself and some of the other Cenobites. Trapped there, facing the hounds of hell, and about to experience endless agony and torture, our adventure begins. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. It's the Dread Pirate once again, and we got a lot of people here. Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy Merry Independence Day.
Merry Independence Day. Joining me is Davis and Digby and Genji and Dark Wolf. Say happy 4th. And we're celebrating, 4th of July by having back problems. And groaning. And
no, we're celebrating by hating on fireworks.
Hating on fireworks and playing Dungeons & Dragons. When last we met, Reinhardt, Zin, and Ramirez successfully defeated a bunch of Ku Tau frogmen with extreme prejudice inside the temple of their Kraken. Nick, who's not here tonight, was Dragonborn and was flying around the astral plane and ran into a Bodok. And I don't know what happened to them. And Spider-Man and Devdan went to hell. And we ran into Pinhead and Cenobites. And we're in a Hellraiser movie now. And I had everybody roll initiative. And
terrible situation to be in.
Yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool.
All of my rolls are going to be fit.
I mean, you just rolled a 2 a minute ago, sir. I don't know what you're smoking, but so
apparently
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No.
Mail me some.
I mean, Alex has got a really raspy, crazy voice right now, and that's a good sign.
Here we go.
Can you beam me some of that good shit, Scotty?
Whatever.
All right, so Reinhardt,
Care.
you have won the talking stick. The talking stick is with you now. So you guys defeated the frogmen. You killed 2 of them. The other 2 appear to be unconscious. Like the big one that was fighting you, his face is broken and he appears to be panting heavily and is unconscious. And the other one you set on fire and he also appears to be unconscious and doesn't look too good. What are you guys gonna do?
The hole that the tentacles are coming out. I'd like to inspect it.
You're gonna inspect the hole. Okay.
The pit, as one would say.
Pit. Okay. All right. Let me find the spot where we're at. You're in the foyer hall. All right. Which number are you guys in on the map? Let me pull the map up real quick.
The one with the blue hole.
The blue hole. Okay.
I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
All right. That's.
So that would be L14.
Yeah, L14, and that's the big Lake of Shadows map. So. Excuse me. Here we go.
What are you drinking?
I have soda.
Oh, okay.
And delicious Pepsi.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
All right. This is the map in question. And Zin and Ramirez, you are both there. And even though I made you roll initiative, technically you're all going on the same turn. All right. So you're in F-14. There's a big pool of stuff that you saw tentacles coming out of it, and you're examining it. And I'm going to go look up what's in there and see what I kill you with. Let's see.
You kill me with nothing. For I am invincible.
I'm reading, so hold on. Okay, you need to make a perception check. Or a spot check, depending on what you have.
Okay. I got passive perception, and then I can just roll for it.
Well,
Which I want to do.
you would add your wisdom modifier to whatever you rolled.
Okay. The modifier. $10.
Okay. You look down, and basically, essentially, it's a hole that dips into the it's this big pool of water, and it dips down, and you notice that it dips down into what appears to be an underwater cave, and there just appears to be regular lake water that's coming out of it. There doesn't appear to be any tentacles that are coming out of it right this second. But that's all you really see right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, weren't we told to fight the giant crab?
Yes.
I know I keep asking this, but crabs aren't supposed to have tentacles, are they?
No, they are not supposed to have tentacles.
I mean, unless it's a Cthulhu crab. But I'm not there to offer that information.
Shoulder Devdan pops up on Ramirez's on Ramirez and Reinhardt's shoulder and gives him that advice.
I see. Thank you.
I'm the Devdan fairy, and I'm here to metagame for you. And yeah, so.
But the likelihood of that is also very low.
You all feel like you just had a massive psychotic episode, and so that's good.
Take Sadie Davis.
Sounds accurate.
Yes.
Yep, totally accurate.
Sounds accurate.
Seems legit.
Yep.
Now, on a side note, I just realized I was doing level ups kind of wrong.
That happens. I still fuck up every now and then, so it's okay.
Yeah. I was giving ability points every other level. Book says every 4th level.
Yeah, it's every 4th level you get ability points.
Yes, I was doing it every other.
Unless you're in 5th edition, in which case it depends on your class.
Yeah.
Well, 3.5 for now.
Yeah, it's way too complicated.
Then yeah, it's every 4th level.
Yeah.
I'm not making it any easier by allowing people to play 5th edition stuff in a 3.5 game, but as Davis here has complained many times. Rightfully so. Alright, but yeah, you're... So... what was that?
That was me yelling. Complaining. That was me complaining.
Alright. So Reinhardt, Zane, Ramirez, you're all...
Tiny Davis jumps up and strangles Eddie.
Why you mad, bro?
I can't. I don't even have the hands to reach around you.
Question?
There's a midget attacking Eddie. He's trying to strangle him from the front.
What are the types of...
You have another psychotic episode.
Hold on, guys, I gotta pause again.
Energy types again?
No, come out and help. Come out and help.
You're just standing there, not even phased, and there's this midget hanging off your shirt, and he's trying to strangle you. But his hands are too small.
It's like a weak midget's trying to bring me down.
Oh, man.
Alright, okay, so Alex is talking to people, so he'll... Well, yeah, alright, so you were Reinhardt, Zinn, Ramirez, you're all talking to each other, and...
Oh, but Genji is, like, said he needed a minute, so...
Yeah, well, do you and, Ramirez want to do anything?
Well, I do have a story real quick. We can go to story time for a moment.
Okay. It's not like we're doing anything related to stories right now. I mean, that's just,
Last night I was playing this other game.
Yeah, bro, we're just playing a game.
Yeah.
Called The End of the World, and we're doing the zombie apocalypse scenario.
Yeah.
And to kill a zombie that we thought was our friend, who ended up turning, because, you get bit, you turn into a zombie kind of thing.
Okay.
We let him in the back of this small SUV that we were driving, and then shut the door, and when he gets in, he starts turning. And so, we have two options. Either Nick jumps into the back with him, clobbers him on the head, and then tries to throw him out the back, risking getting bit and then dragged out the back with the guy that's turning into a zombie. Or I flip the car with all the safety features for the seats and the seat belts, and Nick and I can survive, or and let the other guy in the back die. So I turn around and
destroy your car,
and I shout at Nick, and I'm like, "Put your seatbelt on." He's like, "But why? Put your seatbelt on. Why? Just put your seatbelt on." So he's like, "Fine." I put my seatbelt on, and I turn the wheel as hard as I can to the left, going 40 miles an hour down the road, and boosh, this car flips like 6 times, kills the zombie in the back, lands on its wheels, the engine won't start, and somehow we're alive.
It's pretty awesome.
It was pretty bad. So then we bolt out of the car and go to a nearby police cruiser, in which there's another zombie in the back seat of the police cruiser, behind the bars.
Yeah.
And it's one of those SUV police cruisers, so it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And so Nick reaches out of one of our tool bags that we had brought with us, grabs a screwdriver and stabs it through the grate and kills it. And then we just drive off down railroad tracks.
Yeah.
That was our badass moment for the entire game.
Zombie?
Then
You stab the zombie in the head.
Then you run into Leon and Claire going the other way.
No, it was based off. It's real. It was based off. We basically.
It was based off of real life, was it?
Sheets.
Based off real life.
Yes.
This real life zombie apocalypse happened.
And so it was. We built ourselves on the character sheets. We
Goes
played
right over his
ourselves,
head.
and the setting was where we were currently at, and it started in the house that we were playing the game in.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool.
Okay. Sounds.
But
pretty
it was
good.
also like moderately somber and depressing at the same time.
Yeah. It's pretty dope. Okay. Reinhardt and Ramirez, what are you guys going to do? Zinn has also confirmed with you that, yes, crabs do not have tentacles. And he's now looking pensive.
He's got AFK
So,
right over his head.
did you?
Right.
So when you were describing it, were you just describing it as though there actually we see, or rather, I saw tentacles in the water, or
When you were
assume
looking
there
through
are.
when you're looking through the keyhole, you saw tentacles coming up out of the water.
Yes, but I don't see any tentacles now when I'm looking into the hole.
Right. Right now you just see water.
What do you think, guys?
Ramirez, you may talk.
Ramirez says,
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what he would say.
Okay.
To say, well, go for it.
Ramirez tells you to go for it.
Alright then. Jumping in.
You jump into the water?
Yeah.
You sink like a stone,
Yes.
and you are separated from the other two. So
Yes.
you shoot down this big, massive tunnel and fall like several hundred feet. You land on your feet pretty not. Fuck you, Davis. Fuck you right in your face. You fall.
That's a cosplayer at a convention I went to.
That's not you.
No, that's not me.
Looks like you.
No, I was one of the Attack on Titan scouts.
Okay. All right. You shoot to the bottom, and you start. You're basically in this big. You're basically in L-15. You're in this big, massive underwater cave, and you see that there's a couple of small openings where it's actually open to the lake and the seawater. And you could probably, if you have enough air, walk to shore eventually. But basically, you're laying in the middle of it. And I'm going to read the description for L-15 real quick. So, L-15. The water-filled cavern is eerily lit by softly glowing colored lights of green, blue, and purple on the walls, ceiling, and floor. The source of light is not immediately apparent. In contrast to the well-lit surfaces all around, the middle of the cavern seems extremely dark. A number of clay urns lie along the walls, scattered more or less at random. And what else? It's entirely filled with water. Fortunately, your suit is on, and you've got maybe an hour or two of air, so you can survive for the time being. See what else. I'm reading over to see what happens to you.
Yeah, I made it pretty clear.
Yeah.
I made sure to ask plenty of questions regarding this before we even got to this point.
Yeah.
I made sure to ask if it was possible for me to just walk along the bottom of the lake up to the shore. He said yes. And we did clarify that I had some form of internal life support, whatever.
I did just realize, though, that, there's actually no openings that you can see. You are in just this massive underwater cave. But yeah, I dig.
Right.
You've got a couple hours of air in there, so you should be okay, at least for the minute.
Sorry,
okay.
Is there openings or is there not any openings?
There are no openings that you can see. But you do see something in here.
Is it the crab? Did I land on top
I'm
of
getting
the
to
crab?
that. I'm getting to that.
Please tell me I landed on top of it. That'd make things so much more convenient.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so you remember that statue you saw like at the beginning of the temple, where it was a big, freakish-looking like
Fish
frogman?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fish Jesus.
So you land at the bottom. Make a perception check.
All right.
Just him.
What was it? Roll 9.
9. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right, you don't see anything immediately. But I gotta pull this guy up real quick. Sorry, I'm moving slow again, guys.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay. I got Red Hot Chili Peppers playing.
Okay. All right. Because there is a dude down here.
There's a dude down at the pit that tentacles
There's a
were coming
dude.
up from.
You see Jeff Bridges, and he's like it really tied the room together, man.
Are you sure it's not Keanu Reeves?
No,
Are
it's
sure
not
it's
Keanu
not
Reeves.
Are you sure
you
it's
did
not the
spoil it to Hoff
Hasselhoff
people, you'd
here?
be pretty upset.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Are you sure it's not the Hasselhoff here to save me in my time of need?
Okay, so you don't notice anything immediately, then all of a sudden you see a massive form swimming and rushing to you, and it shrieks out a word, and it goes, Karok! And as it shrieks Karok, you notice that behind it, a big, massive chunk of the rock starts parting, and you see the exposure of open ocean. When it gets closer, you realize you're looking at a giant frogman that looks very, very similar to that statue you saw earlier. And he's just very huge and monstrous looking, and he's going to punch you in the dick. No,
It's the Frog King.
he is going to stab you. He has a big pincher staff, and attempt to bite you.
That's where the crab went.
Yeah, and I thought there was a chull down here, which would have been the crab. I think it may have just been this thing, and this character's called the Claw. And I think I somehow thought it was gonna be a chull, which is a giant crab, and instead of I think it's
got
just
my hopes up.
I'm sorry.
Do you know how many points I put into ride and handle animal just for this?
You could technically ride this guy. I'm sorry. What's your AC again?
It's what was it? 22.
22. Okay, 13 is a miss. 11 is a miss. And 14 is a miss. So this thing just rushes at you with its spear, and it's and you get that force field up, and it clangs against your force field, and he tries to bite you, and he's definitely trying to attack you, but he can't. Nothing he does gets through. How many hit points do you have?
Alright. I have 221
221.
currently.
All right, out of
271 max.
271.
75.
275 max. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, rocking. Okay, so that's what he's doing.
I did not heal up before jumping in.
Okay. Interesting point. Okay, so that's his surprise round. He just rushed out and attacked you.
Okay.
He has a 9 initiative. And we'll get to him in a minute. Let's see. Actually. Someone else has a 9, but I believe he's faster than that person. So another frogman, but this frogman looks very jacked and badass, much like the statue you saw outside. Okay. Who's next?
Wait.
What's that? Ramirez, it's your turn. You've just seen Reinhardt just jump into the pool and fall like a stone, and suddenly get attacked by something. What are you gonna do?
Did he see the attack? I don't think he did. I don't think he saw the attack happen.
Well,
Seeing how that was at the bottom of the lake.
Well, okay. Ramirez, have you chosen to look inside of the pool, or are you just chilling out at the top?
Yeah, I did jump in.
Okay, all right. Ramirez just follows after
For
you.
context, I asked you, what we do now? You said, go for it.
Go for it.
And so I jumped into the hole.
Yeah. So Ramirez apparently, is like he lives by his words are his actions, and he just leaps in the hole after you. All right, Ramirez, you fall down through the tunnel, and you find yourself in this massive cave, and you see as you get closer, you realize that Reinhardt is being attacked by another one of the of the frog people you've seen before, but this one's bigger and looks just like the statue that's like right in the first room of the temple. And about all you can do.
On one of the back walls behind everything is a tiny little alligator flipping people off. Statuette.
Yeah, sure, why not? So
Easter eggs.
The source of his power.
Source of his power. Okay.
Hey, boy.
All right. So Reinhardt, excuse me.
Easter bunny.
Yeah, Ramirez. As you know, you don't have to breathe, and as demonstrated in the movie you're from, you cannot die, McLeod. So you're just like happily underwater, and everything's cool. And you can't move just yet, but like the monster's attacking, and you're basically right next to Reinhardt and getting ready to engage. About all you can do right now is move. And I just rolled a 20 for something else's initiative. Okay, I'm gonna have this. Well, what's your dexterity? Your dexterity is like let's see. Your dex is a 12, and you just went. This thing's dex is really high, I think. No, it's not. It's a 10. Okay. It's not good though. Yeah, I'm gonna have it show up. I'm not gonna have it do anything yet. Okay, so right as you come in, you notice out of the massive hole that opened up when this creature attacked you, suddenly these 8 massive tentacles start swarming in, and you have trouble seeing it, but you notice in the distance there is a massive form that looks like a gigantic squid, and its tentacles are moving and writhing, and it looks like it's about to surround you, and it's gonna try to engage you. So that's what that thing's doing. So meanwhile, in hell. In the dungeonous hell, Spider-Man and Devdan are surrounded by the Cenobites, including Pinhead. And Pinhead, the woman who's kind of peeling her own brain apart with these tentacles. A big, nasty-looking dude with like big, jagged marks on his face, and another woman who's got like a big hole in her throat and is completely bald. Devdan just did some shit talking, and finally, Pinhead just says, "We have such wonders to show you. Let us begin." And the female, the bald Cenobite, whose like throat is open with a little hole in her neck, is going to go first. So let me double check what exactly she's going to do. They have a knife attack, but I feel like that'd be kind of lazy. All right, rolling. Devdan. The woman with the hole in her throat basically pulls out a massive, like, circular blade and is going to throw it at you. What's your AC?
22.
22. All right. 21. It just barely whizzes past your head, and you're good. So that's her move.
Don't even move.
Yeah. So that's her move. That's the female Cenobite's move. Let's see. Pinhead. Okay, so this is not his most powerful attack, but it's iconic. So I feel like I should do it. Yeah, and one each. Pinhead raises his hand and points, and from nowhere, these 4 massive chains hurl out. 2 go to Devdan and are going to try to stab into Devdan, and 2 are going to try to stab into Spider-Man. So you have 22 AC. Do the attacks on you first.
Eddie?
Yes.
Were you talking about chakram?
Chakram?
Yes. Is that what you're talking about with the circular blade?
Probably. I just kind of imagined something out of my head because she didn't have a... They all have to have some kind of special attack, and I couldn't remember exactly what the female Cenobite did. So, yeah, no, she has blades. So that's what I gave her. All right. So 16 for the first attack. Crit. All right, so the first chain comes out, and Devdan, you like deflect it with your rapier, and you're good to go. The second one comes out, and it grabs into your upper shoulder and starts yanking and pulling you back. You take 1 damage, and you are grappled. So how much health do you have left?
I am currently at 197.
Okay. 197 out of how much?
214.
214. And are you at 196 now because of the 1 damage, or were you at 198 before?
I was at 198 before.
Okay. All right. So that's Pinhead's move on you, and the 2 more go for Spider-Man. So I'm going to do his attacks on him. That's plus 14. Where am I? Okay. 22 and 19 plus 14. I think that second one hits. No, it doesn't. Okay, so the 2 other blades come in, and Spider-Man ducks the first one and then leaps out of the way of the other one. So Spider-Man's okay for now. And I think it's your turn. It is your turn. You are grappled by one of the chains.
How far was he?
He's about 30 feet away from you, but you are being held in place by one chain.
Is he holding onto it?
No, it's been summoned from nowhere. And there didn't appear to be any chains nearby, then suddenly there are chains, and a chain is holding you, like, by the shoulder.
Devdan kind of says to himself, you got a fucking chain holding you in place. And, he just kind of lifts one of his hands up to go and move after the chain. But a spark happens in his hands.
Okay.
And, Shadow Trap is casted upon upon Pinhead.
Alright, what does Shadow Trap do?
He needs to make a DC 18 will save, or be... You pin the target's shadow at its current location, causing the target to become entangled and prevent it from moving 5 feet from its original position, as if its shadow were attached or anchored to the terrain. Each round is its turn, the target can attempt a new saving throw to end the effect as a full round action. A flying creature can only hover in place or fall while entangled in this manner.
DC 18 will save?
Yes.
I made it. I made a 30.
Ah, shit.
So you try to hold him in place with the shadow, and he just kind of...
Devdan's not exactly sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Big surprise. He has no shadow.
Yeah, you notice his shadow starts moving, and his shadow kind of grapples him and holds him in place. And then he pulls out a knife and stabs the shadow. The shadow bleeds and falls back and seemingly disappears. And it's like... Oh.
Devdan's just looking dumbfounded at his hand, like...
Well played. So, you don't even know your power. Interesting. We shall examine this further. Okay. So that's you. Spider-Man! Alright, I'm gonna... See, I don't know how magic jars work. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. I'm gonna pick, like, randomly what I'm gonna do here. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6.
You
7,
see, Eddie,
8,
it's quite simple.
9. What's that?
It's a jar made of magic.
You're a jar.
You said you didn't know how magic jars work. There you go. That's how they work.
That's true. This is kind of unusual for him, but I'm gonna do it because I can. So this should be fun.
Is he gonna run away in fear?
No, I am going to use an ability that he normally wouldn't use, but I'm gonna use it today. All right, so they're all about 30 feet away. Spider-Man shoots a web line up and leaps over to Salaz, the woman who started all of this. And it's like, all right, Venom, go to work. And suddenly a bunch of tentacles shoot off his body, ending in these serrating mouths, and they're just going to bite into Salaz and bite the shit out of her. And so what do I have to make? I have to make a 13 AC.
That should be easy.
Yeah. 18 plus 67. I made it. Okay. I can't sneak attack. That's the only problem. 60. All right. Next attack is 64. No, 66. Third attack is 57 plus 14. I hit. And next one is a 57. So these 4 tentacles with serrated mouths shoot off and bite the crap out of her. And I'm going to do... They hit all 4 times. I'm going to do... Oh, shit. That's a lot of damage. Okay, good. All right. This works. This works. All right. She takes 184 damage. And, yeah, that drops her. So the tentacles shoot out and maul the crap out of her and just, like, tear into her. Just out of nowhere, just just tear off huge chunks of her flesh. And rip out her throat. It's like, and startles her, and she kind of falls to the ground. So, Salaz has been dropped. So that's 1 down. And next person in the order. So, okay. Alright, yeah. The bite was a good choice. Meanwhile, Reinhardt, you have a big fish man in front of you, and he's going to attack you again. Let's see.
Oh, he goes before me?
Yeah, your move was to come down here, and he basically did a sneak attack on you, so now his turn comes in the initiative order.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Let's see. All right, my standard attack didn't work on you. So he sheaths the spear and he tries pulling out a knife, and he's gonna try to. I don't know. Well, you got a friend now there down there too, so I might attack the friend instead. Yeah, no, he notices he can't get through you, so he swims over to Ramirez. Ramirez, he's gonna slash at you with his knife twice, and he's gonna try to bite you.
I forget. Who's Ramirez playing as?
Ramirez is... Well, Darkwolf is Ramirez. Ramirez is from Highlander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sean Connery. Alright, 20 non-natural hit. 18 hit. And bite is a 16 hit. Alright, so Ramirez, you get... This frogman swims over to you, slashes you twice with a knife, and then bites you in the side. You take
An inconsequential amount of damage.
I mean, for him, yes. You take 14 damage, which he'll be healed next turn. So, but for the time being, you are currently at 103 health. So that stung a bit. Oh, I forgot this. Okay. I don't... Stop it. No. Stop saving things. Oh my god. Go away. Alright. Alright, so he attacks you, and you're good. You're at 103, 104. Alright. Back in hell. The lady whose brain is, like, parting, she's gonna do something to Spider-Man. Angelique. I probably should pick something different, but I did take this class, and yeah, I can smite, so I'm gonna smite. So the woman whose brain is separating, she pulls out this huge knife, and she smiles, runs behind Spider-Man while he's distracted mauling Salaz, and she is going to smite mortals, and she's going to smite him and stab him in the back as hard as she possibly can. Alright, she gets a 26. Miss! Spider-Man just barely dodges out of the way and, like, leaps away and faces her. And, so that missed. So she's good. Let's see. Next up. Alright, that lady's unconscious, so... she can't do anything. And then finally the last dude, the big, jagged guy... with, like, the chittery mouth. He's gonna go after you, Devdan. That's Agonistes. He's got a big, like, wheel on his head, and he looks all menacing and badass. He's gonna go after, Devdan. Devdan, while you're being held in place. The really big, brown, wheel-faced demon. He He pulls out a massive chain ending in a blade, and he flings it over at you. What's your AC? Your AC is 22?
Because I'm grappled, it's 16.
Ooh, actually, no, hold that thought. No, hold that thought. He pulls out this blade and starts swinging it, and this dark energy just kind of caresses over the blade, and it seems to be, just kind of enhancing the blade. But he's not. That's all he's going to do for right now. He's not actually going to do anything just yet. Other than that.
Oh, so he's going to buff?
He's buffing something, yeah.
Okay.
And finally, Zin. Are you back, Zin? Alex, are you here? Alex, come back to us, Alex.
I believe that's a no.
Okay, where's Darkwolf? Where did Darkwolf go?
That's a good question.
Okay. Great! Alright, well, we're going to skip his turn because he's not here, so... Alright, Reinhardt, what are you going to do?
Alright, so... Let me get this straight. I'm... No crab. Big, scary... Fish Jesus has appeared before me and attempted to kill me.
Yes, Fish Jesus has appeared before you and attempted to kill you.
And now there's a large opening in which the Kraken is sticking its tentacles through.
Yes.
How far between me and the Kraken?
The Kraken is behind Fish Jesus. And it's about 40 feet away, I'd say. Its tentacles are reaching and the tentacles are closer. So you could conceivably target a tentacle.
How far between me and the nearest tentacle?
About 10 feet away. There's two really big ones that end in like big kind of like little like little crab like they're not claws, but they're on squids. They're like the
Beaks.
big like squid
Beaks.
Tentacles. They got like a
Yeah.
more hook like groove to them. Those are the ones that are closest.
All right, so Eddie.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to tame a Kraken?
Anything is possible in Dungeons and Dragons, sir. What are you thinking?
Grab a tentacle and handle animal?
You could attempt it. I would tell you what I think about that, but I'm not allowed to.
Davis, are you here?
I'm on the phone call.
All right, then.
Did you need some help?
Yeah. What do you think of me trying to grapple with a Kraken tentacle and use handle animal?
Have you dealt damage to it?
No.
Is it attacking you?
It's reached its tentacles into the cave. That's about it.
Handling animals not gonna work. You would probably need to be, like, next to it in order to talk to it.
Okay. Damn. Unfortunate. Alright. Eddie, how close am I to the Fish Jesus?
Fish Jesus is right in front of you, biting Ramirez.
Okay. Now attempt to grapple Fish Jesus.
You may grapple Fish Jesus.
I want to get on his back.
Yeah, make it.
You said I could ride him. You said I could ride him.
You could ride him if you want. You make a grapple check.
Goddamn, Daddy, I came down here trying to ride the giant crab. I'm riding something out of here.
Oh, I can't argue with that logic. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to bother.
16.
He's a 14. You have successfully grabbed Fish Jesus.
Yes.
And you've grappled him, and you're holding him, and you may ride him next turn. And on that note, we're going to pause the recording real quick. So, we're at 43 minutes.